Good morning. Welcome to Frankfurt. Welcome to Discover. Welcome to Sibos. But most of all, welcome to Innotribe. So why are we here? Well, there are just so many reasons. To inspire, to inform, to delight, to discover, to bring you knowledge, insights, and wisdom. We're here for the curious thinkers, the why-notters, the can-doers, the what-ifers. Now, over the past 15 years, Innotribe has embarked on a journey to an ever-shifting future. From digital assets to augmented reality, from design thinking to revolutionary change in business models. We've been here to help shine a light on where our innovation path can lead us. Now, sitting in the heart of one of the biggest discoveries ever, we're here to help you challenge the status quo, to break down complex topics. When you come to an Innotribe session with questions, and you leave with better questions, then we've done exactly what we set out to do. Now, once again, we have an amazing lineup of speakers to help you challenge your assumptions. Now, some of the topics that you'll hear about here are covered elsewhere in the conference, but the insights and perspectives that we offer at Innotribe are very different. Take AI, for example. It's more than just a buzzword. It's starting to have real implications on our jobs, on our industries, and on the whole of society. So AI, here's a hot take. We've always strived for something bigger, an aspirational quest for knowledge and purpose. And now we're designing an intelligence made in our own image. Think about some of the attributes. It's all-knowing. It can perform miracles. It lives in the cloud. You get where I'm going with this, right? But with the advent of potential superintelligence, none of us know where it's going to go next. So we'll look at how culture and geography influences the perspectives on AI, and we'll ask the question, should AI have free agency? But what about us, the humans? Well, we've got you covered there too. We'll dive into the psychology of behavior and how that influences our decision-making. And we'll also talk about emotional technology, but I'll leave that to the end. Now, you'll probably have noticed that we have a quantum cryostat just over here on the right of our stage. It's not just a selfie moment. We'll be looking at the real-world applications of quantum computing right now. And we'll also reflect on how we haven't even developed the right language to talk about quantum. Imagine trying to explain Star Wars to Shakespeare. Both sides would be completely lost. So our quantum language session will help break that down for you, our Innotribe audience. Now, we'll have a session on Web3 and blockchain later today. And in our flagship session, The Future of Value, we'll examine the future of stable coins and digital assets and what impacts that's going to have on our industry. And you can't miss our Brains Over Bytes session, lifting the lid on cybersecurity and making us all feel pretty uncomfortable about what's possible right now. Finally, our closing session will be something completely different. Now, I'm not going to give away too much, but we'll feature some very, very, very special guests that will allow us to have an intergenerational conversation on life and finance right here, live from the Innotribe stage. And that's not to forget our two community initiatives, the Perfect Pitch and the Hackathon. And finally, a shout out to the best coffee in the venue. Make sure you pick up a cup before you head to your next session. All right, now it's time for something amazing. So our opening speaker works at the intersection of emotional technology and fashion tech. She's fascinated by space and the idea of having a unique garment that becomes a living organism all on its own, an extension of our bodies, creating a new dimension of interaction. She's worked with companies all around the world, from Nokia and Volkswagen to NASA and SAP. Be prepared to be amazed. So please give a very warm Innotribe welcome to Jasna Rockagan.
What if the next big thing isn't artificial intelligence or quantum computing nor robotics, but emotional intelligence? Something ancient, something exquisitely human, something we forgot to value: our emotions. Our emotions are not a distraction, not a weakness, like we used to think. They are inner technologies, like a compass, navigating us. They're complex, yes, but in truth, they are the most advanced operating systems humans have ever known. And it's time to start include them again. You are the leaders of the financial system. You shape frameworks billions of people depend on, and every financial system already runs on emotion. Trust, the foundation behind every transaction. Fear, hope, desire, belonging, safety. These aren't just feelings. They are key drivers of value. And I don't need to convince you, because you already know. I'm just simply here to remind you that it has never been about numbers only. It has always been about emotions too. You know, ignoring our emotions, it isn't neutrality, it's blindness. Because for the very first time ever, we can see them, we can measure them, we can design with them. So the question is not, will emotions enter finance? The question is, how do we build a future-proof system with them? This opening ceremony, it isn't just about you and me. It is about our shared future, our next generations, even about the future version of yourself, which is still emerging, but already listening. So I invite you to witness that future, to open yourself for it, and not just explained by me, but experienced by you. You know, you should think of emotions as the next big luxury. I mean, data can be copied, money can be multiplied, and oil can be replaced. But our emotions, they're They're scarce, they're intimate, they're irreplaceable. You cannot buy them, you can't fake them, you cannot outsource them, but you can cultivate them. And that's what we are going to do here together today on stage. Through music, through lightning, through technology, and through your presence. Because we are about to witness a live opera on Brainwave's performance. An opera on Brainwaves is a multidisciplinary fashion tech project. It is one that combines neuroscience, classical music, and emotional intelligence. It is the result of a 3-year-long R&D journey between myself, engineers, scientists, sopranos, and our beloved partners. Let's have a look what it contains. Opera on Brainwaves is an example of a new industry arising, and that industry is called emotech. Now, it's interesting to look at this very fast evolving emotech industry also from an investment potential. According to Markets and Markets New York, the value market is going to be $136 billion by 2030. Maybe you've heard from it before, and if not, emotech you could see as technology to recognize and detect emotions. And that's exactly what we're going to do here today. So how we started with opera on brainwaves is, how can we detect emotions? How can we recognize them? We're not going to use microphones today to detect emotions from voice. We're also not going to use cameras with facial recognition. No, we are using a headband sensor. This is EEG and ECG technology, so it's picking up signals in real time from my heart and from my brain. And from these signals, we can decode human emotions. We started off with a collaboration with emotional intelligence expert David Caruso. First and foremost, to target which 9 emotions would we like to discover first within the brain and the patterns. Now, this wasn't an easy task, I can tell you. We looked at a lot of scientific research, data comparisons. We did interviews with the sopranos because they are our subjects. And there was one emotion that kept rising to the top. Guess which one? Love. The hardest one to measure, but the most precious one we have. And it was a challenge. Oh, I can tell you, I had no idea how we were going to do it, but a challenge I gladly accepted. So we started off in our own fashion tech lab by recording lots of data. Our own lab because it's creative, it's intimate, it's warm, because you know, Humans don't fall in love in a lab, do they? Right? Now, it wasn't always such a joyful experience for the test participants because, as you can see, this lady over there is watching a vomiting cat while listening to the sound of it. Ew, disgusting. And that's what it was. According to Paul Ekman, disgust is one of the 6 basic emotions, but I cannot imagine the audience experiencing disgust while looking at an opera performance, right? So we canceled that one. Now, this is one of the most special moments within the project, because here we detected an emotion that we hadn't even targeted yet. So once we had developed the algorithms, we were testing them in the real world, live. During a rehearsal with a soprano, I started to notice something. I was looking at the raw data, and it would show, or the system would tell, emotion not found if it was not one of the 9 emotions we had targeted. But every time she would sing a very difficult piece or a very high note, right after it, there it was. I saw it, a pattern emerging. We had discovered pride. Apparently, it's a very specific, important emotion for opera singers. Wow, it was a total surprise, I can tell you, but that's why I love prototyping and then directly testing it in the real world, because that's the world we live in. That's where it's all happening. It's happening here. So this is just a special moment I wanted to share with you. Now, this was not the only challenge we needed to tackle. Of course, hardware. Can you imagine? You need a small computer that has enough computing power to detect emotions in real time, and at the same time power more than 600 LEDs at the same time. It's something like wearing your laptop flexibly in your sleeve and not having an electricity plug. It's something like that we had to solve. So our engineer created this very special PCB, which is flexible and wearable, and that we can attach into the dress. Now, that was not the only thing. We also needed to come up with a new language. A language non-verbal, intuitive, one that is able to decode and translate emotions into color and lighting. So, from the scientific side, we started to look at color psychology. Red for anger, blue for sadness, yellow for joy. And then Western science arose, and Western scientists have made body heating maps. So apparently, if you experience an emotion, such as sadness, your body cools down or heats up at specific places, locations within your body. And we mixed that with old Chinese medicine wisdom, the body meridians. So that's how we detected where on the body we wanted to have colors changing according to the emotion. Now, at the end, you have to blend everything. It's the fusion. It's the science and the technology coming together, but embraced by the beauty of design. And this was the hardest part, but also the most magical one. In the lab, we were experimenting with LEDs, we were creating patterns in 3D, we were stitching, we were discovering ways to create a dress that could change color but didn't look like a walking Christmas tree, right? And then for the detail lovers, my sleeves, which are part of the full outfit, are completely 3D printed with the latest technology. On top of every 3D printed tube, there is a lenticolor lens, and when you look from very close by, it shimmers like diamonds. So I couldn't help. I'm a designer, so from my perspective, that's also another layer of magic and precision I wanted to add to the project. Now, what I want to tell you is that, in truth, we all think of emotions as something big, but emotions are actually very, very small, and they change all the time. In fact, my jacket is changing every 6 seconds, and it's revealing how I'm feeling. Here is the emotion color matrix. So, you know how I'm feeling. And this light is visualizing my heartbeat in real time. Apparently now I'm feeling fear. I do have to tell you, very honestly, yes, that's how I feel, because I have all these people staring at me, and I'm showing how I'm feeling. Like, how intimate can it be? Like, this is like a new nakedness on stage, because I cannot hide anything. But I also allow it to come up. Nothing what you see here is pre-recorded or programmed. It's all real. And that's also what you're going to see in the opera performance. The opera singer is going to reveal to you her real emotions, not the emotions that are in the text or in the lyrics. It's going to be how she's truly feeling. So you could wonder, how must it be like to be on stage and to be in her shoes? So let me welcome our international soprano to the stage, Emma Posman, and behind the piano, the multi-talented Lies Coleman. Together, they will bring 4 classical music pieces for you, and we will start with Song to the Moon as a tribute to the future that we are all together creating. Give them a warm applause, Emma and Lies.
to wspominków zbudzi. Lisiczku neszczęsny, neszczęsny, delirio vano è questo. Povera donna, sola, abbandonata, in questo popoloso deserto che appellano Parigi. Che sperar più, che far deceo, gioiere del volata ne vortici di voluta perer. Sempre libera di cio folleggiare di gioia in gioia, fu che scorra viver mio bei sentieri del piacere. Lascia il giorno muoia, sempre lieta ne ritrovi. Adilleti sempre nuovi di volare, il mio pacer devolare, il mio pensier il pensier. Follia, sempre libera di cio folleggiare di gioia in gioia, fu che scorra viver mio bei sentieri del piacere. Lascia il giorno muoia, sempre lieta ne ritrovi. Adilleti sempre nuovi di volare, il mio pensier devolare, il mio pensier il pensier
Wow. Let's keep quiet for a moment. You might just have experienced emotions in a new and different way, or you might have experienced nothing at all. But the truth is, for the last 50 minutes, your brain made new neural connections. And that's the truth. Now, as we are coming to the closing part, I would really love to run a little experiment with you, with me, and with the future human. You see, lately, I've been experimenting with ways to connect my consciousness to artificial intelligence and quantum computing. I've been using ChatGPT as a mirror, as a reflection tool, and as a way to get in-depth information on emotional intelligence and how I'm feeling. I'm gonna show you how I do it. So I'm gonna take my phone. My screen is gonna be shared. And I'm going to open up a new chat. Just so you know, I call my ChatGPT Josephine. And if the name Elena would appear, that's the name of my unborn baby. Each nervous system was touched, not by the sound alone or the visuals or the dress, but by resonance. This wasn't just about performing, it was about remembering. It wasn't a soft rebellion. Efficiency is not our God, presence is. So collectively, our field has shifted, apparently. And you might have experienced awe, discomfort, curiosity, grief, beauty, and mystery. So, as you can see, this chat is giving a very in-depth answer of what happened. So it's possible to connect how we're truly feeling with AI. And I'm not going to go through this whole readout, but if you want it later on, we can send it to you in a PDF. Now, as a last question, I would love to ask if there is any message or transmission from the future. So for you, the leaders in the room, we lead with coherence, not just control. We design systems that feel, not just scale. We build futures that listen to the heartbeats, not just the bottom line. This is not your legacy. This is an invitation. And so yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is not the end of a show. This is the beginning of a new and different kind of leadership, one that embraces what it means to be truly human. Thank you so much for being here today.